plant care in the shower, and some updates on the moss poles. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Rose, my pronouns are she, her, and in this video, we're putting all the moss pole plants back in the shower because they are, again, getting, actually this one is not so bad, but quite a few of them are getting super crispy. And since some people, especially on Instagram, got a little bit upset at my outfit in the shower, I decided to not wear that swimsuit anymore. So instead, I'm wearing my tiger print thong bikini. Let's take the plants over there and get started. Ooh. I absolutely love our new bathroom. The colors, the tiles especially makes me so happy. And then the handy system as well by Gardena to be able to, that was the window, to spray the plants without any worries of the house getting wet or water getting in places where it shouldn't be. So let's get started. I'm starting with just small sprays to get the moss pole wet. When I do full force, it's actually a little bit too intense. When I put that El Choco there, I didn't realize that my camera is still set on close gets focused. So unfortunately, a bunch of this is out of focus what I'm actually doing, and you just get to see that beautiful top of the one leaf in focus. Sorry about that. Rupert's moss pole, my Florida Beauty, was not really absorbing. The moss stayed very dry, so I laid it down and sprayed it and let it lay there for a little while. It's not planned this way, but luckily I'm getting good bugs in a few days, so spraying won't harm the good bugs as much, because this is 4 weeks old already. Also, today is my watering day, and last week I fertilized. This is also not planned. I just decided to do it because I smell bad and needed a shower, and the plants were crispy. Because when you're fertilizing, then it's a little bit harder to do it this way, because fertilizing I put in my rainwater and then put in the plants. It's perfect timing, but unexpectedly, which often happens with ADHD. Ah, it's pretty cold though. Gigas was also very dry, so I laid that down as well. And then the queen. I have one small queen on a pole. I decided to do it with this sprayer first, even though that's cold water, because I felt like it needed a lot of water and quite a lot of pressure since they were so dried out. This one is actually pretty heavy and good at the moment because I propagated it. Wait, let me show you. I propagated this on the pole, see? So I made sure to keep it a little bit more wet because all the cuttings now are growing only on the pole and no longer in the pot. The pot feels very heavy, so I don't want to water that so much. So I'm gonna put this down angled straight away, maybe even on a little other pot. So I just spray into the moss. That's enough for this one. Baby skin dapsus. I feel like the queen is also okay at the moment. Glorious. Ooh. Glorious has been growing really well here in the bathroom. Luckily, even though it's not getting that much light. And another focus issue. This time it's the Monstera aurea that's taking up all the focus. I smell my own armpits. Apologies, I am an oversharer and I have no shame apparently. All of them. Okay, these ones that are still a little bit dry, I'm gonna leave on the ground so they can soak up the water a little bit more while I take my own shower. So hopefully that time and also the humidity while I take a warm shower will help them to make the moss absorb water again. Does that make sense? Sometimes the moss gets so dehydrated that water just streams past it. Sydney Plant Guy has a word for this, Jan. I can't think of it right now, but there's a word for it. I'm gonna see if I can make that better this way.
A few moments later.
Oops. The last step is to use the shower to spray one more time with warm water. Why not? Some people asked, I water the plants in a little bit less warm than I shower myself. So general here is 38 degrees Celsius, or I do a little bit higher. I like lava showers. So for the plants, I put it down to lukewarm, maybe, I don't know, 30, 25, something like that. I feel like 40 is a little bit too high for them, but that's just my opinion and me trying things out and like experiencing tropical storms and rains where it's not 40 degrees when the rain comes down. I'm gonna have to clean up this mess. I don't know if you can see, but there is soil everywhere. There is water all over because I kept the door open for filming. Water, water, water. So I'll get myself dry and the bathroom clean and dry, and then I'll come back. While cleaning up, I listened to my audiobook. I revisited Colin and Penelope's Bridgerton book because that series is coming out soon and I wanted to remember. I just had an idea because the, I don't know, this part is really long on my sprayer. So maybe I can actually walk it all the way into the living room. Yes, I can! Which means that I can spray Thijs on his big pole. Oh, that was glass. That was a sharp corner that just injured my knee a little bit, and there's blood on my new trousers. Whoops. Okay. Oh no! Okay, that is definitely spraying on the wall and the floor, so I'm gonna take this back to the bathroom. But it worked! I passed the terrarium on the way back and thought, why not try it in here as well? Because my back wall gets really dry and it's kind of hard to keep it well hydrated. And this definitely helped a lot with that. I now see condensation on the glass again. It seems that the plants are happier, so I'm gonna continue using this sometimes. Time to show you the plants up close. Some of them I already showed you a little bit. This is my Glorious. That was not growing for the longest time, but it's finally growing much better, and hopefully I can size this up anytime soon. Anytime soon would be nice. This is the newest leaf over here of the smaller growth. There's two growths on the pole, and then here in the pole you can see nice roots. So that is growing well, going well and growing well. This is Spencer the Splendid. This is 3 plants on the pole, and all 3 of them have made new leaves recently. And this one here in the center, and then this is still wet. There is a little baby here. With this one as well, I see quite a few roots in the moss pole there, so that is perfect. I'm not sure if the bathroom is enough light, so I have a grow light here, but I'm not sure if that's still enough. And then lastly, we have Rupert, the Philodendron Florida Beauty. It's very wobbly because it's top heavy. Unfortunately, the newest leaf was fully variegated again. I was so excited for it to come out, but then this happened. But I think it's gonna grow another one soon. It's rooting well. There's a ton of roots in the pole. Oh, this one is even pink. I don't know if you'll be able to see. It's looking pretty sad. Luckily, this leaf is beautiful. This leaf is still beautiful, but this whole side is, I think, too variegated. So this one is now also floppy the wrong way because of the whole putting it down on the ground and watering. But ah well, I'm just gonna keep going. And if it continues to grow variegated leaves, fully variegated leaves, then I will chop and prop and see how it goes. The last moss pole in the bathroom is the Queen. Hair everywhere. You may notice that this looks exactly the same as it did before. Are you able to see that? It tried to grow, actually that's a flower, I think. I think it's flowering. So what I was trying to show you here is that it was trying to grow a leaf, but then that broke off and wasn't happy, also probably because of thrips. I'm realizing that this is not another failed new leaf. It is actually an inflorescence that is opening. Can we see? Whoa! Queenie is growing up. That is pretty cool. But I would prefer a leaf. But still, it's pretty cool. And I know this one isn't on a moss pole, but I wanted to show you because this one is also growing a new leaf. Look at that. And a flower over here. So we could make a King of Spades Queen cross if we wanted to, maybe. Oh, I am so excited to see how big this will get because the petiole is very thick. It's actually a lot thicker than the previous ones. That's gonna be good. The sun is shining a lot in my south-facing window, so hopefully here in the shade you can see me properly. Hey, my boyfriend is coming home. Oh, that means he has early weekend. That's nice. This is my yellow variegated Monstera deliciosa, which as you can see doesn't have a lot of variegation. This is the latest leaf it grew, which you can't see yet what will be variegated and what will not be. And like I showed you before, I have chopped this up into bits, and hopefully that means we will get some more variegation. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. I don't see any growth on it yet though. Just this node looks a little bit more activated, but there's no more than that growth except for the top leaf that is new. Then we have gigas, which is a little bit wobbly, it's so tall. I hope it comes across how beautiful this is. It grew this top leaf for me. That's new, it's a little bit smaller, but I am happy with this so far. It's continuing to grow even with the renovation stress, so I love it. Then there is this naughty one that just fell over onto my other plants. Not ideal, it's a little bit angled, angled too far backwards. This is Philodendron Majestic, hybrid of Soderoy and something else. Majestic is Soderoy and Melano? Maybe. It's beautiful, I absolutely love it, so shimmery. And I actually chopped this a while back. I don't know if I showed that anywhere. I took some cuttings because it wasn't growing into the moss pole at all. So I figured if I chop instead of extending, then it has a better chance of actually rooting into the moss pole and getting bigger, nicer leaves. So that's what we're doing. Is there any growth yet? Yes, there is a growth point there. So it is growing, but pretty slowly so far. I have to be a little bit patient with this one, but at least it doesn't need an even longer pole that's gonna fall over even more. Then there is the adorable Scindapsus variegata. I don't know the full name of this anymore. Was it Rubicans or Jade Satin variegata? I don't know. It has grown a few new leaves. This one is new, very yellow. And there's another new one here. And then this growth point grew this leaf. Beautiful. That's a nice balance of green and yellow, this one as well. So it's going well. Even though the stem of this one is almost fully yellow, so that's why it gets so much yellow. But this lives right here next to the TV, so it has less light. Because one of the theories, I may have said this already in a different video, but one of the theories is if you give variegated plants more light, the variegation might increase, and if you give them less light, it might decrease. And then the last one that I can carry is my beautiful, I don't even know if you can see how nice the leaves are because it's so dark. Maybe I have to change the settings a little. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Look at this. This is my El Choco. This is the latest leaf it grew just recently, and it's pretty big. Nice red backs. If you compare, this was the previous leaf right next to my head, and then this is the newest leaf. The petiole is also a lot longer. Might be light in winter. I'm not quite sure, but it's a little bit clumsy. Look at that. But it's okay. It lives with me on the table here where I work every day. So I get to see it very often. I'm just checking if there's any new growth yet, but no, not yet. This one I've definitely noticed loves the moss pole. Does it want to focus on this cute little red root right there? Adorable. As soon as I put some moss around the stem, I noticed that there were some roots growing, so I actually have to add in a little bit more moss here because it's just down here now. We're gonna do that after I finish filming. Then of course there's Thijs, who I watered. I love this new leaf. It is so beautiful and big. There's not as many holes as the previous leaf, it seems, but there's a nice big patch of sectoral variegation. I can't wait to see how it ends up because it's actually still a little bit soft, meaning that it will expand a little bit more even. There's one plant that I showed you in the last video that I didn't show you in this one, and that is Ferry, because he now lives upstairs and it's basically impossible to carry him down because he's so heavy and beautiful. So for him, I'm gonna use my sprayer like this from now on, which also works fine. Shower is a little bit easier, but this will do. And actually recently the top aerial roots of the top plant were growing in the opposite direction of the moss pole. I used a Velcro to tie them back towards the pole and it has worked so well. There's a ton of new roots growing. They are all in the moss pole, so they're not aerial roots anymore, they're actual roots, and I love seeing this. He's actually listening to me in what is best for him. Quick update, the top plant grew this leaf, which is a half moon. Perfect, beautiful. The stem is very long, as you can see here. Then there is the baby plant. Wait, the baby plant down here has grown. Hey, shut up. Has grown a new leaf. This one, a very nice mottled variegation. And then the top cutting that I planted here on the side. Can you see it? This is all the top cutting. That is currently growing a new leaf with a lot of white in it as well. So I'm very happy with how he is doing. And that is it. Ooh, here's Maggie for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. She ran away very quick. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe below if you haven't already, and leave a nice comment. And remember, everybody is worthy of being in a swimsuit or a bikini, whatever you want it to be. So thank you so much for being here, and see you in the next video. Bye!